Let's look at creating grid layouts using Tailwind CSS. I have a set of 8 logos here. Each image individually is restricted to a max height and a max width. So that's also something you could do with Tailwind. Just set the prefix max to a height or a width utility class and you get the max height or the max width CSS property. Alright, now let's display these logos in a grid fashion. We have to make the parent div a grid container for that using the utility class grid and also specify the number of columns that we need using grid calls followed by the number. So you will see auto suggestions for creating columns from 1 to 12, but in reality you can add any number above 12 also from version 4 onwards. So now let me set this to grid calls 4, and this will give us 4 equal sized columns. No matter what the content is within, it will always give you equal columns. You can change it to grid calls 2 or grid calls 3 to see that they are equally sized. Actually, you can use the browser tool, so right click, inspect, and click on this grid in the markup. You'll be able to see the grid lines. Notice how the columns stretch to occupy equal width. About the rows, however, they are auto-created, so they take up automatic size. If we increase the size of the container to H20 or something, let me close this, refresh, you can see that the rows distribute the heights based on the content within. Now this is the default behavior. The items first occupy the first row and then flow to the second row and then to the third row and so on. This can be changed using the grid autoflow CSS property. In Tailwind, the utility class for that is just grid flow, and the default is row. We can change this to grid flow call and see what happens. Now you will also have to specify the number of rows you need, otherwise everything will just stack in a single row. So instead of grid calls 3, now we have to do grid rows 3 or grid rows 4. So now you see everything flows in the column first, into the first column, then moves to the second column and then to the third column. Alright, I'll change this back to the default, grid calls 4, and then I'll remove this. Now let's look at the alignment of these items within the grid cell. Let me open the browser tools once again, and you will see that each logo is sticking to the top and to the left of the grid cell. To change this horizontal alignment of each item, we can use the utility class justify items. That's exactly the CSS property also, and the default is start, but we can change it to end. Notice that I'll have to close this for a faster response. Now notice all of these items switch to the end horizontally. You can change this to justify item center, or you can even stretch, but you won't be able to see the difference in this particular example. So let me set this back to center. So that's for horizontal alignment. For vertical alignment within the cells, we can simply use items. That is the same as flexbox. So items start is the default. You can set this to items end, items center, and so on. If you turn back the grid lines, you'll notice now that it's vertically and horizontally centered. Alright, there's another thing you can do. These grid rows, automatically created ones, are right now stretching full width. That's a behavior we can change using the property align content in CSS, but the Tailwind equivalent is simply content. So the default, as you might have guessed, is content stretch. If you change this to content start, everything now, the rows are sized in such a way that they occupy minimum height and they will stack to the beginning of the container. You can change this to content end, they will move to the end. You can do content center as well. So if you turn back the grid lines, you'll notice that I will have to refresh again. Turning back the grid lines, it's vertically in the center. However, with the columns, you cannot do this the same way in Tailwind because grid calls 4 sets the grid template columns in such a way that each of these columns occupy exactly the same amount of space. For this, we will have to change the columns to auto size, and there's no straightforward way of doing that in Tailwind. I'll show you how exactly you can tweak to do that in a later chapter, but for now, we will just have to add an inline style of grid template columns, repeat 4 auto. So we are going to have 4 auto-sized columns. Let me remove grid calls 4 so this works fine. Now let me refresh. You wouldn't notice much of a difference because these logos are all of similar size, but if you inspect the element, you will now see some difference, like this column is slightly smaller than this one because now they are auto-sized but are also stretching by default. Once again, to change that behavior, and in Tailwind that's simply justify. Justify stretch is the default, you might have guessed it. Justify start will make all the columns stack in the beginning of the container, end will push it to the end, and then center will put them in the center. Now if you turn back the grid lines on, you will notice that this entire thing is the grid, but all the items and rows and everything are now in the center of the grid layout. If you want, you can add a background color to the parent to see if this is true. So let's say BG Amber 100 or something, and let me refresh it. So that's exactly the grid layout, but now that you have changed the alignment of rows and columns and the items, they all appear this way. And when you're using the same value for justify items and items, you could replace it with place items. So that will that's a short form for both justify items and align items. Similarly, when you're using the same value for align content and justify content, you could replace that with place content center. So you see, nothing has changed. Okay, let me put this back to what it was. Justify item center, content center, and justify center. I know all of this could be a little confusing in the beginning. Just know that for alignment of items within the cells, we use justify items and items in the horizontal and vertical direction. And for the alignment of entire rows and columns, we use content and justify utility classes. See you in the next chapter.